until I selecting. Now, send me brass, I mean, a kind of apart from football, no, you won't Colombia, who the wish show man, they are able to officiate matches. And also they are called on board. Send a bear and perform they will see the talent in them. Now say and see our talents now. They will be taken through some training in match officiating. Adibakun so I didn't hear me then say because be all the electoral areas yeah mami osla why omunim say me kasa studio you there court cry what than so man cry go for him say court view what than so man nti nyama we who be shaw MP who be shaw assemblyman who be shaw coordinator who be shaw penphobia who how nyina whilst we are having fun with the games no now what bringing nyina out say ya PA kan no or the big kan message say who any of the electoral area who feel say boy no nimbo come and join the train scouts every about 3 countries it's up to you any with talent any what you exhibit na mom adibakun ayode kan my players me say discipline you benya painful so discipline is part of the game. We share all the players from all the 10 electoral areas. Be very disciplined. Disciplined to your coach, to your organizers, and to the entire entourage. Yeah, can you say we have done a lot in Abrikwa West. We as assembly members, your project be approval mamina ye. Young share party and can say, oh, me free ana. Ya baby, I mean, call your propaganda. When your propaganda, yeah, use football, no. I unite everyone in the 10 electoral areas. So, we won't count crying out for another electoral. We better have a share, send I didn't echo. Now that Chimusuma share free, mammy, as well.
Scout and Semiana, Mohamed Polo, Eba. Okay. Honestly, any one dance my year by brand and aquatin, football agent. Yes, also Eba Bintino, or more bonny year. Only maybe a bit more discover.
Okay. Indeed, Saturday 2 p.m.
Saturday 2 p.m.
Shaolin
Park. Okay.
Appearance fee in our account.
Appearance fees. Teams are participating now. Branded jerseys fully.
Okay.
Any appearance fees now? We know the competition there. As when you see a catcher.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Staloniaku, Office of Honorable Osilo Usu, and Honorable Jean McDaniel NLMT. My respect to you for being objective, because Ghana no the NDC ni MPP say o mine nti obi NDC ni na oye papa MPP ni hu ye da obi MPP no oye papa NDC ni hu ye da NDC say o mine. It takes very few politicians to be honest. Say it is for the development of my area, so let's all support. Nti my respect to you, Jean McDaniel NLMT Honorable Nyamisha and Honorable Samin Sunyami and Shao and Staloniaku. All the best. Nyami Adma Saturday. We expect say Hobe come on.
Say we official partners for the competition. Yes, sir.
Okay. Peace 104.3 soon Eguswe. Wonderful Kofi Menu Ewaha Masu Agegi Waha Masu Asabri Waha. Said Yamidi Kankan Yeno. Afei na ye be hye yenkomo twetwe no ase we de kofodu abro no betomu ye fan gamer ye de ye introduction na nke enim se enewumre yi 4 p.m. Black Stars game no kanu na nka obia edi hongomo nanso fofi antoata na wejare abamo eno ewumre ye hwe na the course of discussion has been changed by the release election committee. No, there was a general secretary no and release here na odiba abontin na odikoma George Free say you are disqualified. Among have questions. The question they say why yesterday, because already people are saying say no match no support no and shedan yet said the usual Black Star gamer loud nanka all discussions should have been centered on the Black Stars. You got that sorry yeah. Yes, you are disqualified George Free and the timing of the news minimebia yenya prosper no abekire yase say why yesterday and not any other day. Maso agege o ha maso asabri wa Kofi Menu ha maso asabri agwaba
ye o
ye chiache
papa sabo kwa wonkra obaso so a ye nti wonka last week me ba ya me Kwaku wanya obeba
hey New Jersey the Ghana players no go.
Yes, sir.
Oh, mugo pop.
Sir, a network.
Oh,
we are before we
were. Me at team because Mohamed Al-Hassan, former Koto goalkeeper, no. Louis Ajimai, former House of Folk striker, oh.
Me shall only interview no.
Sami Eje, former Goalfields defender, oh. Onini Nyakuma Lawrence Eje, oh. Jose Joado, oh. Nana being Krenzel, oh.
New Jersey,
Ebendu Bate, oh. Opela Boaji, oh.
Opela Boaji only interview is not interesting. But also, oh no. Oh yeah, straightforward.
Aye.
Yes, the only man walk out.
Okay,
Oh, for being one chat. Very interesting, but I interview no.
If they don't feel like what young man. Aye.
Dan.
Agwa.
Yeah. Me na say ma wakwa bakra.
Aye. Nti me ka si yehia.
Wo shi mu waba. Rade di wakodi waba bi do asundie mu.
Amen.
Nti ye de rade ase.
1981 na
we grant you be obesan ko.
1981 na machi fi
na dia. O se obesan ko. O se nchebi obesan ko.
Ye hwede anyambe.
Well, obesan ko. Oni na members you me nte wonka. Oni na members you me nte wonka.
Madam for ko America. Phobia ba.
The one na machi fi Nigeria ba no de yabo. Yenso yabo.
Machi de.
Yeah, ba.
Madam for ko America. Phobia me ma friend me say. O boss wa ha, una me say
say phobia me o New York.
No New York. And
banana
it means so New
York.
And Kojo Thompson.
Kojo Thompson so.
Is it Ghana and your money?
Yes, a be born out.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Anyway,
Kwaku.
Agwaba.
Njoso.
You. Enedi enkaja. Coach Sapon Crowba na. You see, your topic in a blaster or see any oko. And I'm so coach. Every nim pese e beka blaster. Nti enka de om dia be.
Me kura me ba na nya san ka me yakobo. Me fi se nya be beka blaster.
Because in Canada enka automatically a blaster. But prosper pese e ka sem fufuro. Enka ne de no de aba. Wonderful. Yeah, that's sorry. If the release about say George Fee has been disqualified. In him say about football laws you are an expert. Uti and say na ofa na the omo ye no sa na mra ne se ne kwan so anu.
Mre no ko. Na me fa ko nya ne me nchia obia. Na me nchia na nanum ai won gran. Ene batena konwa onyina. Na me nchia watiefo. Mede da bia me kankora brem ne papa kan kirem. Ade se nipa obedi bone a obo nse nyankompo na yini nyansa e de ato netiko. Ntino oye ni oye wie ansa na we realize say na when sign decision.
Of course the general secretary.
General secretary sign an independent body a decision.
So aka say ana ebia mama
skeni ye
mama refer ni ebia na
ebia the covering letter na to so
mama hwe
but decision no I'm saying nyon na sign nka be me hu papa.
I have the copy here mama hwe okay. It was signed by Joseph Bernard Ashali Esquire, Chairman, GFA Elections Committee.
Thank you. Can I first say, proposal, no, then okay, Article 13, 1J,
introductory, we are not going for Miss Press in Remuna,
13, 1J,
and yes, I'm Tiati. I say, decision of the Ghana Football Association elections. Following the vetting process held on 21st August.
Not the decision of Ghana Football Association elections. No. It is the decision of the elections committee of the Ghana Football Association.
And the headline in your correct.
I am wrong.
Decision of the Ghana Football Association elections committee.
It is not the executive council organizing it. Because as per Article 30, Article 54, Elections Committee. The Elections Committee is the body in charge of organizing and supervising the election process in accordance with the provisions of these statutes and the elections regulations of the GFA. The Elections Committee shall be made up of blah, 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 blah. parties affected by the decisions of the election committee shall have the right to appeal. It is not the decision of the Ghana Football Association. Sometimes I ask myself, Prosper, as a lawyer, why do you write some of these things?
Chairman,
Now, chairman, on your lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer.
When we said there was a Congress, I stood up and told Kwesinya Ntechi, said, the loyalization of Ghana football, we will have problems in future. When the lawyers come to Ghana, they think we are daft. Brofu we are ewohono. It's simple. Election committee, you are independent. If you go to under independent bodies, committees, independent committees, are there? Article 53. The independent committee, as well as their individual members, shall conduct their activities and perform their duties entirely independently, but always in the interest of GFA in accordance with the GFA status and the regulations of GFA. So why will you say the GFA this thing? I don't know.
Until the appropriate headline should have been what?
Decision of the elections committee of the GFA.
Okay. There's a headline committee.
Right. Because me go school LASD primary school here Himakrum, but me class 1 teacher when wuntem. Until me brofo me kana me kana ye.
Okay.
Now, we jina Article 13(1)J. Article 13(1)J. Ni awokani. Ade 13(1)J. Okay. 13(1)J. Ade a list of officials specifying those who are authorized signatories with the right to enter into legally binding agreement with third parties. Any changes of officials and authorized signatories shall be communicated in writing to the General Secretary within 13 days of the said change.
Within 13 days?
30 days.
30 days, okay.
30 days. Now, agreed. You go to Article 30. Article 30. Election of or appointment. 33. The election for the position of the president shall take place by position. Each candidate for position of president shall be proposed by one member and approved and supported by 5 members.
Okay.
Now the election regulation now tells you that you must have statutory declaration in support.
Yeah.
So Georgia Free gets a club Susubribi to propose. The first endorsement, Edubiase. That one they have a special form endorsed. The next form, one must space only spaces, 4 spaces. Now Georgia Free now gets statutory declaration in support from court 6. The proposer, then 5, 6 other endorsements. Your form, no, you were only 4 spaces. And today, when the DBS signed the form for the first endorser, no, then the other 4, no, only stay another 4. Then the 6 endorsement, you know, statutory endorsement, you know, they attached it to the forms. It was submitted to the elections committee. You accepted this 6 endorsements. Let's go to Article 8. Article 8 in the Abefunti and printing. Article 8 of the elections regulations. Paragraph 3. What's that? Yes, I'm great.
I want it. Who are two radio service offer now with you?
I think when him said this time phone here the end. I'm also that. I want myself uni. Mini a started regulation.
Mini soft copy no one.
Yes. Now, Ale, at the list 2 days after the deadline for submission of candidates, the elections committee shall inform in writing candidates who have failed to provide all the relevant documents in support of their candidatures and grant them another 3 days to complete their applications. If the relevant candidates fail to complete their applications within the prescribed deadline, their candidatures shall be declared invalid. So you ask yourself.
Nature say obi kopre efe dibre. Now don't crack akwa. I can't name you no more vetting process now.
Dabi submit here 2 days after.
And to do application kwa. Name you no chire no.
I say you
Some from so ho a.
I say you
I say you say you hu from so to be correction.
Thank you.
Na about 3 days. To am me ye dia.
Nature say you afrim.
Okay, but in this case George o man chro no sir.
Ya nchro no.
Okay.
Meanwhile the nsia support nsia na buy.
Yeah.
Yemfa ne say yemra the 5. Into elections committee. One who George ya wonhu no. Say 5 na wo pa. Nyano ane say common sense you tell you say you select the 5 I will feel say ya chro din no wo form no so no. The other one na ya nchro no. You call George Free and tell him say this one number 6 he here 5 but what the account meanwhile so one channel ha until no we don't need it take it and yes I nyansa ni bia
me ntias you because omo say ade no omo here 5
oh here 5 no only this 6 call here but send nam dodo ense nkwane
omo pese omo kire say the proposal no omo tifrim na akafo
no
that is the proposal of the release
no sir the proposal no wo ho na wo dey make chire mu ba
okay
na num ayesa wo dey tare so
okay
na George Edinsia eta chire intene per election regulation no feel say those conditions enya allowed you return the 6th statutory declaration in support to him onyae luckily vetting no buy no Georgia Free availed himself.
Who can mahunu? Na che say, o de proposal and ka na 7. Me nam ka say, o ti proposal and film
David
when you say nka hunya.
The enemy ka say wo di bonia
because who Kenya na my share release in this room say George dey susubribi na proposal.
Yeah.
And o sign dey new Adubiase, Brekum Chelsea, Eduana FC, Brekum City, and Sana Victory Club.
Sana Wonders.
And Tinaja say what the Kahwa.
Yes. Now Wonders the no. No one trade because space them we jano ho na 4. Until Wonders the
Wonders class and Kahwa.
One throw ho. Wo dey Kwaku tie mi onyanto boase. One throw paper no so. Until you call him. Sani amra ne kire no. Say we are with the can ho no. Even be a space in so kra. Sign lie. Me confirm I told George yesterday say Samia me sign lie. You training me with francophone country. Me sign lie was here. Them actually didn't. But once they didn't complain and they accepted, invited you to vetting. Vetting now call you know. They didn't tell you say there are certain shortcomings within your submission. And for that reason, you know, in the first place, 2 days to write to him, no. One chro. Waba vetting. One can chance 6-1 abro so jiwadi. Because one tranche ha. We pray about 3 weeks after. Then you put up this letter. Say, Moshe no 4 na space na e wo ho na dini na ba ko e wo ho no. Ni Jeffrey sign no. nipa kro no team ni wura ne de ye free nye e de say nti mu yi free ma anya no an say elimination by substitution. 6-1 wo di be shem because ebia George nim say nipa na sensan no enye team owner. Until something may happen.
You know, you're extra.
Luckily or incidentally.
I see.
Coincidence. So, I see. Into Tremua, now the 11 wonders are better. Yeah. What might disqualify?
And what
is the sense in this?
Election committee
because, look, Kaito Kreku, one thing, let me say this. Kaito Kreku, all idea in the end. No, but you being defending.
Election committee
because you are manipulating everything. Look, this same Article 8 of the election regulation, paragraph 1, added, no fees, Kwaku, no fees or charges of any sort shall be requested from any of the candidates at any point during the entire election procedure, unless the Congress of GFA has previously approved the raising of reasonable fees or charges which serve only to cover the respective administrative cost of the electoral procedure. So you ask yourself, Executive Council proposal what they call Congress. Reasonable proposal what they call Congress, and they say in 2019, you have 5,000. 3 years, 6 weeks after, we must pay 50,000.
Reasonable.
You say,
reasonable.
You say, you ask yourself, say, Kaito Kreku, you are the president and you supervise over all these things. Doesn't he read? And I'm not for officer, I'm about them, Nabusu boom come. And as a leader, and especially our general secretary, who is a lawyer, you must be on top of issues, especially legal issues. It's 50,000, from 5,000 to 50,000, the reasonable fees. I don't football for Sabi, Yahoo Rianim Kostro.
Anti Jajama Kumomunim say article governing fees, no. There's a word that if very reasonable, I don't know more justify 50,000.
Do they read? For electoral process costs, 500 million. Just because you know, say, in the end, George Ayala Sulala Abetia. Look at this flimsy excuse. Even me nana our class one crime trust election committee decision way and sign. When one you didn't notify the person 2 days, say I don't know crowd by an abroso. Give 6 they say what admit it at the out to wakumum oboso. Na say bakwati woma I didn't hear num or the nsiaba bakwati nyano also replace 6-1. Next say George Nyansa na ebromo dia suntino you must disqualify him. What is this? I say football no kra. Chese unam kroma ye titi watem as if say we football near you don't have sense. What is this? Oh, but Sadio well George was 3 days to appeal. He must appeal and let us see what, because Nyama Eko Kosu Ghana Football Association, you sit back and ask yourself, what is happening? To the extent that what a sanction as gold for offenses committed by players, which it benefited as a legal entity. Nkwadano anya obi edwanko abi. The Supreme Court of Football release say, and we are bound by it. Say the match was competitive and it was not a fixed match. So all the boys, you're free on. More decision, you're watching it. they must go back and play football. You sit there. Any reasonable person using common sense will only take a pen and paper and write, following from the decision from CAS, exonerating all the players, and for the fact that ASGO suffered for the crime of the players and the players have been freed. ASGO is reinstated. Simplicity. And the lawyer Prosper Ado.
Yeah, because we are a common sense analysis.
Do you need to?
I say be too fee. No, I go back.
Yeah.
Ya be too fee. And I come say, "Una do fee no more back." And I say, "I'm not go court in here say, I come for no money for. Never say if you are there still out for."
Oh, that sell. I'm saying you free sell.
Yeah.
And these things are going on. Seriously, Dan Kwaku Yeboah. What is happening in Ghana football? No? Explosive no. Because people have started digging you. This was something we covered it. We felt me confirm and me feel say nipa wunyini no. Why about what led you to be sacked from GACA? People are digging into it. John Boy issue. The file is in my car. What is this? Why don't you allow George Free to contest you if you think, say, what yadi? Because your administration, you are ruling it as if how can you, the president of Ghana Football Association, put up, you are launching the league, say, why over the league, your friend is 500,000.
500,000.
Let's go to Article 71.
Hey, I don't see the camera.
That's a guy. Article 65, revenue.
Okay.
Added, the source of revenue for the GFA shall include, but not limited to, Oko added donations and sponsorships. Now you go to Article 64. Article 64, Kwaku. 66. Revenue is 65. Expenses 66. Added. The GFA shall bear. It says the GFA shall bear the following expenses. Expenses stipulated in the budget as approved by Congress. Sir, 500,000 now. Or was it in the budget? Okay, now so yeah.
David.
Thank you. Then you go to 2. Other expenses approved by the Congress and expenses that the Executive Council is entitled to incur within the scope of its authority. All other expenses in keeping with the objectives pursued by the GFA. So you ask yourself, if you are president of an association, now your source of revenue, donations and sponsorship can home. Now say donation aba and a sponsorship aba. Don't you tell shareholders of the company? Don't you make proposals at shareholders meeting, which is our Congress?
Yeah.
For it to be approved, then you go and announce. Uko Kumasia, where at the end of the beginning of the season, first issue, we bring 80,000. We bring saying, where is the money coming from? Is it coming from your pocket?
No, from donation and sponsorships.
And the GFA, as a body, has no right to know the type of money that has come into the coffers of the association, for which reason you are expending. What is this leadership? Sure, COVID-19 relief fund the FIFA they buy. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, Kabuma, we were to assess $8.5 million.
Huh?
Yes. Ask yourself today, have they found it necessary? Kaito Kreku asked the president of the FA, has he found it necessary to tell the Ghana Football Association, especially at Congress, where shareholders meet, that...
But did we assess all three?
If you didn't assess, you tell us. The COVID-19 relief fund, as sent to us by FIFA, stage 1, we assess this. Stage 2, we assess it. Stage 3, we assess this. We had a total of this. This is how we spent it. And even in spending, you need to send proposals to Congress.
Over $8 million.
$8.5 million. COVID-19 relief fund. Paper, let me say about discuss only this. But next time I'll bring it. How much was earmarked for every stage of the COVID-19? You are antagonizing people. And you forensic audit. And forensic audit, she will work prison. I always say, me take Cameroon, now for Cameroon, for full president, 2, I go prison. So you don't have to think, say Ghana for, Bibiani, Ayedin, and Yashi, Yamfa, you do whatever you want to do. It is not correct. Because of that, you are manipulating election to the extent that lawyers are what by. We expect them to take this paper, read, and tell us that they are lawyers. Look at how they are behaving. Look at how they are behaving.
But there's no evidence that he's manipulating them.
If you are not manipulating somebody, even the heading. Sir, me start to make a choice in Yankompono. Who be deep on here? Ni where you win answer to wetiko. Kwaku, sometimes I know man for me person major. When they come to food, me, I was an acting honorary consul for Ghana, meeting people at diplomatic level. In this animal getting away, you don't use mra. I don't see why you must do that. Head of National Security Cameroon, I held a meeting with him over incarceration of some Ghanaians. I was reporting to the our High Commission in Lagos.
The other day you brought some documents, I read them.
Wow, and you know, when you come into football, the fact is, I t-shirt now but to football in and you come and there are rules. Look at something. Alaji Grusa, Eddie, Casey Court, say injunction to so. I was somewhere appear any more debates na injunction ye free 2 times ye free ho. And now court has been adjourned to 19th of September, the same yesterday. Now a part of the election process you release.
And we contempt no.
Any contempt. Sure. Okoye I am a man for who am say. Article 19 of our constitution. Media, I always tell people say, Adia dangerous. Will be a contempt. And I'll read to you and you understand why. Article 19 under Chapter 5, Fundamental Human Rights and Freedom. Paragraph 11. No person shall be convicted of a criminal offense unless the offense is defined and the penalty for it is prescribed in a written law. Now listen to 12. Clause 11 of this article shall not prevent a superior court from punishing a person for contempt of itself, notwithstanding that the act or omission constituting the contempt is not defined in a written law and the penalty is not so prescribed. So in contempt, you need 2 years. You need minimum, you need maximum. It's judge, discretion. And Prosper Harrison is a lawyer, and for that matter, an officer of the court.
But somebody was telling me, say, the reason why Omo released the letter and said Omo decided they go ahead with the election irrespective of the court's position.
Because that is what they are. Because Ghanaian courts have been allowing themselves to be disrespected. Otherwise, in our own status, Article 3 of our status, who challenge me now the book aba nkana na waka no de sa na nyo no human rights ade GFA is committed to respecting all internationally recognized human rights and shall strive to promote the protection of these rights. And in Ghana, because of that, we have this chapter 5. The government, the state, has created a court specially for human rights cases. As Gold wants to go to CAS, it has a limit of 21 days. It is the right of Ash Gold to demand for record of proceedings, evidences, case file that you use in prosecuting him so that he will build a case. You didn't give. And even look at the appeal committee of the GFA, what they said. When Ash Gold was appealing and has made grounds, punching holes in the decision of the disciplinary committee, look at what the appeals committee wrote. Page 1, the last paragraph. Added, this appeal is by way of rehearing. So we shall not be following the grounds of appeals as listed by all the parties. Is that fairness?
How?
In the processes file, we shall review the records and apply the regulation of the Ghana Football Association in establishing the guilt or otherwise of the clubs, their players and officers. Fine enough. You will not consider their grounds because you have made up your mind to affirm the disciplinary committee decision. Because the grounds of the appeal is against the weight of evidence that the committee did not use in its judgment. So if you say you will not take their grounds, then why are they coming to appeal? Then you yourself, page 8 of the appeal committee decision, the last paragraph. Here you said you will find the guilt or otherwise of clubs, players and officials. You say that the regulations of the Ghana Premier League and ancillary regulations all provide for sanctions to be imposed on all the actors involved. The actors involved were Dr. Kwaku Frimpong, Mr. Emmanuel Frimpong, all players and technical officers of the both clubs who participated in the game, as well as Emmanuel Ni Amwa. So Ash Gold was not an actor. So why will you punish Ash Gold?
As a ruling,
Ash Gold court, human rights court, to seek redress. Prosper Harrison Ado, a lawyer. Case was court. My any case in the now I must suspend the Ash Gold Executive Council temporary. Wako court, this is the true copy, certified true copy of the cross-examination done by Ash Gold lawyer on the 8th day of May 2023 before Her Lordship Justice Barbara Tete Chawe, High Court Judge. And this judge fixed a day for ruling. Day non so then you organize. The day for ruling was going to be in August. You organize Congress and go there and affirm suspension. Is it not contempt?
Yeah. Okay, let's have our subio. Kofi Menu Blue, wonderful. Ni submission, you know. Said the American in Kenny in Black Star match, but every Nangas on Bessie Becca Black Star match was it. Mazazari.
Kwaku. Me time you say
12 after 2.
Me time, oh mama say.
Oh, dear, come on, Sam. Say Kofi Manu, my man time.
Okay. Mame enchia yetiefo. Na me enchia na list phones. Circle. Ton phone papa. Na me enchia St. Philip Enterprise. Wa unia. Kwagu. I thought say neck I can say you can't ruling you. Not those. I mean China those bakery for.
Not those bakery. So you I'm going to go bro no.
Yes.
No, Brambi.
Nados bakery, Nados bread, papa.
So the among come to picture to no numbers.
No. I as a Mojan Paradise Park.
Yeah.
No one down. Why come papa say now what is what? Kwaku. Minko too much, but the message only say in all fairness, Kwaku platform here also. What I say? Me plead with you. Say Ura Prosper Harrison Ado Esquire. His name has been mentioned severally. Mr. Srew say ka ubinya ho akaton safre
Prosper Omba.
Oh, en kanisa. O de wo ye no wa ma.
Issues background.
Na bi tie
Kwaku.
Phone so Kwaku. O ye na wa ma.
Omo kan omo di intro.
Kwaku, make an attempt and announce it. Say, ya ma Prosper opportunity.
I'm telling you, say, I've had countless situations. Me makache me producer say issue we move very Prosper. Ebu say, let them peddle their force with their own speak.
Start to their force.
We on the number of friend Nabisan.
Okay. Kwaku, I'm going strictly according to because of time into me call verdict nearby anymore. Why? Verdict nankasa. Me technicality about Ghana Football Association election committee of Ghana Football Association. I'm not too much versed in those areas, so I won't go there at all. But what I will do is I'm going into the verdict itself. Kwaku, or say reasons for decision. In the first place, no, or say Minia George, I could say free Obrichi Article 13.2J. Or say breach of Article 13.2J. And no what breach you. Now, the names of the authorized officers proposing or supporting a candidate must per Article 13.2J of the GFA Statute 2019. Therefore, the person authorized to propose or support a candidate must be persons whose names are captured in a list of officials specifying those who are authorized signatories with the right to enter into a
legal transaction with a third party.
With a third party. With a third party.
THH mu say omo a mbetumi asan ama I endorse no. Nkofo eso omudin wo team no the official list so a ombetumi ni third party.
Omo deposit those list na Ghana Football Association da dada.
Yeah.
After so register general u form company no. This is a club limited by Lamiti. The form company now directors and so it must be known.
Yeah.
Any changes of officials and authorized signatories shall be communicated in writing to the General Secretary within 30 days.
Okay.
Of the said change. Opasa was a director bidding, opasa was a signatory bidding, so yes, 30 days, and inform the FE.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
In addition, unauthorized officers of the GFA members stated in your nomination form were to attach a statutory declaration indicating that the above GFA members are supporting only one candidate for the position of president as stated on the nomination form. In addition, the authorized officers of Yakai On your submitted nomination form, Susubribi Sporting Club authorized secretary Emmanuel Achireko Frimpong, general manager, proposed you as a candidate for the position of president for the 2023 GFA elections. 5 members of the GFA who supported the application were as follows. 5 members who proposed you. When you have 5 members, not 6, not 7, not 8.
It is not true.
5 members.
It is not true.
Please.
You can have more than 5.
When you were talking,
why is it not true?
When you were talking, I was here.
When they give you a minimum, why?
They have not stated a minimum or maximum.
It said supported by 5.
Or say.
And by convention. Convention is law.
Wakasa.
When you are peddling lies, I will not allow you.
I have not peddling, but
you are peddling lies.
Who told you that what you say here is
I have
right?
read it.
No, but see,
what you are reading,
who told you that what you are saying is correct?
But you are told us that you are not conversant with the technicalities.
So
what are you talking about?
Let me read my English and explain
what
it.
are you talking about?
Okay, English is
what are you talking about?
The law is under the law
about it. You are talking.
No, please. Please, let me tell.
So read the regulations governing this.
Let
you don't just read the thing. Read the regulations.
Okay, regulation.
Regulation, no man kind actual. It is said you must inform the person if the person has something.
Because you be delaying me.
Because
why is it that he has spent 30 minutes?
But the fact that you said that you don't know the technicalities, you shouldn't have spoken.
So I should walk out.
Yes.
So I should walk out.
You don't know the technicalities.
No,
so why are you talking?
Why?
What are you
talking? Why are you behaving like this? No, why are you behaving?
What are you talking? You started by saying that you don't know the technicalities.
This is English language.
But who told it's true?
This is
when the lawyers don't even understand the English language.
You know the law and you are explaining what the lawyers don't understand. You think you know everything in the world.
What are you talking about?
You think you know everything in the world.
You have said that you don't know the technicalities.
Stop that.
So why are you talking?
Stop that.
I am saying that you are peddling lies.
Let me expose myself to the public. Let me expose myself to the public. You are not the one to.
We are spending time here.
But you have spent so much time. You have spent so much time. Who interjected you? When you were talking, who interjected you?
You will not.
When you were talking, who interjected you?
To use to interject. That is why.
So keep quiet and let me pardon my
voice. Why you are quiet? I sit here for you.
Keep quiet and let me.
What are you saying?
Keep quiet.
What are you saying?
I don't understand you.
You will not understand me.
I don't understand you.
I say that.
Common law.
What
is
common
derived from English.
The regulation says if there is something wrong with the submission, call the person and tell him that there's something wrong. You say you don't know the technicalities. What are you talking? What are you talking?
So allow me to talk.
Because
you are delaying us. You say you don't know the technicalities. So what are we listening to you? That's what I mean.
I threaten you. I will not allow him to go free with this. I'm going to expose it.
You look, listen. I will not also allow you to sit here. Somebody who does not know technicalities to come and take time.
The community.
Is it your time? Time.
I am here. I have been invited. You don't know anything. You say I don't know anything. So you are sitting here for what?
Government.
You are dealing with law, technicalities. You don't know. We are not saying McGinn say waha. McGinn say if it is McGinn say I don't want to meet people who talk McGinn say.
Only me be maso. Me
allow me to say
somebody who has told the whole world that you don't know the technicalities, but we must allow you to go.
Say, you are off air. My own controlling program now. You are off air now. You are off air now. You are off air now. I don't want the way the program is going. Now me say, oh, master, okay, what's him we? Say, oh, my imagine say, oh, my ya to show
Today, we disappoint him to the stand today. In the assassin, celebrate the Ebaba, naturally, Odishiado, never ever yes, no home, no one. Never one wabajis in a waka day. What the Titanic ship, Hamo, Lady Kuchu block, a sinking. A sink a ship, and Titanic ship was sinking. And with the one breeding the beamer, and with the one breeding the beamer. But soon as we're trying to scrap so crap.
Then again, football,
well, Mr. Swanto, what you trying to scraps?
Peace FM. Azaban. Hey.
tia me de mra na di anti no se nka omo de samra na ye adwuma nka ye nduru ba bia ye duru no nti maso to aso
Kwaku me ba me some be page
teta mu kra awie asem be ku
no me I don't have any problem. I don't have any problem. But ono ewiase nyina on anim nyansa wo wiase nyina enti okasa mo bi nka bi
I thought you go straight
now why admit say wunim she was some yebeka no na wo kasa
wonderful
heaven who allow that
wonderful. I thought he said that in just
I'm telling you I'm telling you sir, when it comes to knowledge you are not far better than me. I'm telling you no you don't have knowledge more than me. Let me tell you, let you understand.
I will never say that.
What do you mean can say
why did you say you didn't know the technicalities? Me for so mankind.
Just one word that will be kind.
Yeah, one word. Sentence.
Just.
I sentence.
Be kind in jest. I me kind am did agro. What funny see. Yes.
The primary school. What me call it? I am not cross me call. Now so ka say wonim hwe na no kora say wonim technicalities na wonim technicalities na dan say ba yebeka wo yere no aka
no dey to be ka
no asemba okwa him
okay for George Free the release aba enti omun to asho no so ama minginka George Free release or the abai dated September 7 addressed to the General Secretary, Ghana Football Association, PO Box AN 19338, Haile Selassie Street, Accra, Ghana. Dear Sir, request for unedited video recordings of my vetting and calls with Mr. Leslie Kwaku Yeboah and Jeffrey Asari. I take notice of the decision of the Elections Committee, YEC, in relation to my candidature for for the position of the president of the Ghana Football Association dated 28th of August 2023, but sent via email on Wednesday, September 6, 2023 at about 5 p.m. into bracket decision. I'm very much aggrieved at the decision and intend to appeal. I therefore request that I be furnished with the unedited video recordings of my vetting before the Elections Committee, as well as the unedited video recordings of the purported calls with President Leslie Kuku Bartels and Mr. Jeffrey Asari referred to in 1X and X of the decision to enable me to prosecute my appeal. I count on your kind cooperation. Yours in football, George Akwesi Efriye, copied Chairman Elections Committee. George say, ruling near Babontin, FNE State say, Omoni Victory FC Team Ra, Kuku Bartels, a video call. Any Jeffrey Asari see a video call. Emomu now confirm say, Ampa. Jeffrey Asari, on your official, only to me say, or endorse George Efriye. And his video na FNE can, Omumani copy, because of a so ya appeal. Na appeal in same be as uncle of one kind of being into a man video no copy. Now if you're on one casa George Efriye call vetting no so recording into a no so someone in the kind or per copy said the baby one man I appeal. And the letter George or the Akoma Prosper Harrison Adu General Secretary dated the 7th day of September and the year to the as an never say flesh flesh. Joseph Bernard Ashley Esquire where Yasifa tape nebra na yehu de eko
Kwaku
Mazo
it is most unfortunate
they say the my mitam yaso
Kwaku o frame some memra ha no I believe say unim the entire frame some memra ha
yeah
unim. You should not take any co-panelist to tell me say me need idea about what I'm going to say, and for that matter, my being here is useless, and therefore I should not be allotted time for me to talk. It should not. It should not take any.
I didn't say it. You said it.
Even if I said it, it should not take. It should not take a panelist. It should not take a panelist to remind me of it. You are the one.
But if I'm a panelist and you don't know anything about what
you are the one who said that.
To listen to you.
Number two, anytime you are inviting me here, and I am not prepared to be given the time for me to say my foolish things, idiotic things. No. Don't invite me here. Kwaku, this is what I'm telling you. Between me and you, anytime I come here, because I cannot understand. Even those listening to us know very well. Say somebody has been giving more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Because the man knows the technicalities.
And rave.
No, but
somebody has just just within 3 minutes.
You winning technicalities.
In all fairness, starting here now, me make her say. He should allow you to make your point.
That because I was saying, me time you're saying, Obama me time saying. And you will not permit me. You will not permit. However foolish I'm going to make my statement. However untechnical I am not supposed to be given time to talk my foolish things.
Kwaku. Menso asema meka ne se wo frame ha. Na nipa na ye ne won be kan asem no. Asema ye be kan no. Wonim ho hwe ya emfrem
ase okan keke
how can you obiati
I don't know the technicalities
I want outside for it here how nyansa eni ba go for trimo nyansa eni ba go for trimo
anya me question na afi also sana no
Dabi
so the proper thing to do is that what I said I'm sorry it's not true
I was telling you that Ghana Football Association Election Committee and Election Committee of Ghana Football Association. You see, there is a world of difference, and I'm saying, me not technical person to explain the two.
That is not true.
Me can you anyway. I'm saying after that, I'm saying me not technical person.
Let them play
play it back. I was making reference to Ghana Football Association Election Committee. What is here?
Yes, start a debate. Now I can't debate. Technical here.
You did not call me here for debate. One friend of mine asked me to debate you. So I will not give you say. I will not give you say. What change some can baby Tino, only me baby Betty. I didn't have that idea. So on himself, because who say me got trust and power? Who say me got trust and power? Who say me got trust and power? Okay, my for one car. Who say me got trust and power? You are making reference to my statements I've made outside.
No.
You are making reference to it, and therefore you are debating me. If you are inviting
your statement, if you are trust and power, why can't me anymore?
And now they are even to me at to show no so anti fancy. You are off air. You are off air. You are off air. You are off air. There's no need heckling each other off air. Yeah, did you because you are trying behind the scene resolution and went here. Intino, yeah, minimum so be the messages by Anna Yankin kind. But information I'm in Saka say I'm on for statical contempt in 17. The letter sent to George Free now FA website no more call withdraw. FA now withdraw in the website.
I don't want to mention the station they were. I told them say it's contempt. I can't report. They should rise up.
Mazo me. Any news to me? See a disqualified George.
I didn't know.
Oh, Kwaku said any name from member.
So I planned that.
Any name from member 3 is disqualified George. You be you. Ena omo ben present no pa no de no so mudi nkomo abonten ena no mudi nkomo hwe Kwaku se matrifi ha aka several times say committees na we fini omo ne omo ho wo se me metra aka de bia me obi ani wa me obedada me wo committees ni nyina we fini omo ne omo ho they control them president Nico Kwaku obekai say na election committee ever roadmap my ena betra ha ebe ka say menya ne ntie say president and am class so endorsement ampa and it tell on your aggression on your document when he found all the endorsement no ampa because na roadmap e my yeah it on your when he found na or no because what you kunyan so ono no apply election committee no so our advantage me from day one obi oba me onimi di nkomo bia me ka share ne say election a yankofo kakra bi na etu ehu papa president ket oso election no enkofo a eba bontin eye video nyina yetane chi nu osro onye omu ni se enipa da sani ne kwako gina box nim wa ba bontin eno e public otamachi nem obeto amamiana enka ma bontin unim se atinja ma daily guide o sesen e publish say be disqualified George
yeah
enamu
of ammunition Tuesday
enamu say be disqualified George any news to me because
there's almost shares of
boss where you planting
nanka ebe trust that decision
it was a planting na someone back it so mudi nkomo about you George you be here free
na the no zero election with all the endorsement
Kwaku endorsement need here Kwaku me information me garage say enkrofo ni bebre wo ho a ye mame obe ya ma but na kuma mu ni de bi on to aba ne ma so osro election no osro nipa kakra bi na eto aba no nipa kakra bi na eto aba no onyi ni pani say enti abayi krofo on beto ama me na so omo nto ma me krofo oba abonti arefefo ta machi we hu ahwan arefefo ni bi mpo a o invite o mpo no force na ba ko bae oh yeah force na ba ko bae munya mami ene ye the video camera see obi so ni waye ni de ba beto abonten ye taike 30 Ket is very good man me personal me minim Ket oni me trust you incomoda but I deal with issue I don't deal with personality enye se yakọ election committee go for vetting na vetting no ye dey injection ato so na e na abonten say be disqualify George die na ehu achi ni pagin because na abonten radio su nye na mo Kwaku mami chia Nelly phones obefia any workers na mi chiom na capital phones onu su mi chia na St Philip's Enterprise
St Philip's was St Philip's one time
ayalolo mpetemu
yaman kwamreku former captain House of Folk osin na dus bakery so tiom onu nso achia no papa ana ye dwumedie no esi messages no obi aseni message bi na I am very interested or see Mr DKY is the sports ministry aware of what is going on about the GFA presidential elections? And if they are aware, what has been their response? A very good question from Nimako, North Kaneshi, and the sports ministry. Good afternoon, Dan. We cannot blame GFA for disqualifying Georgia FA. If we have problems, we must channel it to the election committee. My name is Ajana One Kwabenya. Election committee in one Ajana One. Anna Samuel. Hi, good afternoon. Watching you live inside Kunsi Kojo Chrome. Go Black Stars. Mohammed Ibrahim Al Hassan. I wish you all the best. Keep out the fire burning. May God give you long life. Amen. Fabiano Tete Paradox. I'm listening. Kofi Ajimai. I say Kofi Ajimai Blacksman. Good afternoon. Ghana will win. Watching you inside Pig Farm. I'm Santana from Choco. It's time for some senior players to leave the Black Stars. Brother, I'm Odro Simon from Ablekuma. Today is my son Gabriel Odro Jr.'s birthday, and I want you to wish him God's blessings. Okay, so that has been done. I am Teria Erukus GH, listening to you live from Achim Abodom. Today, I wish the Black Stars good luck. GFA, I say more greetings to my mom, Auntie Amina Atwa, Kwame Ameyao, Prof and Esther, all of Achim Abodom. Okay, I saw you made so, but many say GFA for the Kotuam website to say you disqualified George. A man for can say contempt no. Omako ye free website to but so moment when we did that. A man for publish it that into way Ugo ye free wa Nkosiaga. No munim papa na munye as him be correction. If I'm done Kwaku Yeboah, Mamudi messages by the Masu Agege 205 Masu Asabri Kofi Menu Blue. And to my listeners, sorry for the heckling. That was not the original purpose of the show. I'm saying do baby. Na anger abem. Announcement na Ekrado, caster of the year. On what they bring.
Peace FM.
Ebusia for